Hello students, welcome back. This is Ms. Mercado speaking. I hope all of you are staying safe. I know some of you do have to go out there and work. If you do go out there, please take all of the necessary precautions. If you have face masks, wear your mask, gloves, and try to stay indoors as much as possible. That way we can diminish the spread of the coronavirus. Most of you must be up to date with all of the news. We're being bombarded in social media, news outlets. The number of cases of coronavirus in the valley are increasing by the day. So I think the best thing we can do is, just take our precautions. And if we don't have to go out, we don't go out. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is in this short video, just highlight and explain what we're going to be doing week 12. Okay? The weeks are passing by, and we're getting closer to the end of the semester. I want to reiterate the importance. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can either send me a Blackboard message, you can email me, or you can call or text me. Okay, I am available to you. Okay, don't be shy. You don't get nothing out of being shy. If you have a question, a concern, speak up. I'm here and I listen and I will work with you. Okay. These are unprecedented times. We have never encountered such an issue where our college had to be closed because of a virus. So we're all learning here as we go. So my flexibility has increased because of this situation. All I want to make sure is everybody succeeds. We learn, we complete our assignments, we pass the class, and we stay safe. Okay, that is our priorities right now. Okay, now during week number 2, we're gonna continue working on what we started last week. Okay, now during week 11 we had a test. I will be posting the results of the test for the class later on today on Monday. Okay, so I'll get those grades to see how the class did overall later today. But last week on week 11 we had the test and I assigned groups. Okay, now week number 12 we're gonna finish that project that we started last week. Now during this week, the college is going to be closed for a semester break, Thursday through Sunday. Okay, this should have been our Easter break, but now because we can't have gatherings, it will be not such a celebratory kind of an event. But we still have that break to where we faculty will be on break. So if you do need to or have a question, please make sure that you get that question out Monday through Wednesday, because starting Thursday we are on a holiday. Okay, so the college will be closed Thursday through Sunday for the Easter break that we have going on. Remember, all of our colleges continue to be closed. There is no face-to-face activity that really minimized that because of the issue that we're encountering. But just to let you know that the college is closed. Now, even though the college is going to be closed Thursday through Sunday, I have left the entire week open so you can work and complete this project. Okay, I did give you 2 full weeks to work on it, so you should have more than enough time to work on it. Okay, so the first thing is, how are you doing? Okay, you need to ask yourself this question. Okay, how am I doing with all of my classes? Okay, not just Ms. Mercado's class, all of my classes. You need to assess where you stand. If you have any questions or if you need any help or you fell behind for whatever reason, now is the time to ask. We are in week number 12. That means we have 4 more weeks of instruction and then finals. Okay? So what does that mean to you as a student? That means that I have 4 weeks to pass the class. Okay? If for whatever reason you miss any assignments with any of your teachers, reach out to those teachers and ask, hey, I missed this quiz, I missed this test, or I'm not passing your class. What can I do? Okay? Because if you come to us the last day of the semester, there's nothing we can do at that point. Okay? But right now, we still have 4 weeks to go. There's still time to help you get to that level to where you're going to pass the class, or we're going to do whatever it takes to try at least. We're going to give it a try, the best try to try to pass the class. Okay? So, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel exhausted, if you feel depressed, find a support system that will help you get through this. Okay? We're almost at the finish line, guys. right now is it's not the time to quit and give up. Right now is the time to move forward and get things done. Okay? So, after you figure out how you're doing, and I hope all of you are doing wonderful, I am actually enjoying my time at home with my kiddos. I have 2 kids, and I'm homeschooling now. So aside from teaching you guys accounting, now I'm having to teach my 2 kids at home. Biology, algebra, chemistry, all of this wonderful stuff. So it's been a challenge, but it's also a great experience, and I'm having an opportunity to spend more time with my kids. Okay, so it's just a matter of staying organized, having a schedule. Even though maybe you're not going out to physically work, maybe you're working from home, whatever the case might be, keeping a schedule is very important. It keeps you on track, it keeps you organized, and ensures you complete all of your tasks on time. Okay, now we have 2 items that need to be completed during week number 12. The first one is your project. Okay, so here we have the project. If you click on the link where it says group project number 2, it's going to open up another folder. Okay, this is where you need to upload. Down here, you're going to browse your computer and you're going to upload the final project. Okay, so we'll go over what is included in the project in a bit, but this is where you're going to upload the final file. Okay, 1 file per group. Okay, so you all need to work on it. Maybe get a leader that's going to put it together. Whatever it is that you're doing, I don't care, as long as at the end of the week you have uploaded 1 complete file for your group. So you're going to browse your computer, you're going to find the file, you're going to upload it. This is where you go to submit your file. Okay. There's another thing that you need to do is your self and peer evaluation. Okay. You click on the link right here. It's going to open a Word document, and you complete the document. Let me see if it'll open it up for me. Sometimes I have issues with these files when I'm recording. Okay, let me see if it works, because like I said, technology sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. Okay, let me see. Well, it won't let me enable it, but this is what it looks like. So what you're going to do here in the file is you're going to enter your classmate's name on the top. Okay, you're going to enter your name at the end. Over here where it says student's name, you're going to put your name. Okay, so I am Claudia Mercado right here, my student's name, and then the student's name here is Juan Garcia, Maria Perez, Jorge Treviño, Nicole Kidman, and then your name at the end. Okay, and then you're going to fill in all of you're going to rate each of the students based on how your interaction with the student. Did they participate in the discussion? Were they positive? Did they collaborate? Did they participate in recording their section? Did they stay on task? Did they meet the deadlines? Whatever, you give them a score. A 0 is never, they never participated. A 3 is all or most of the time. Okay? If you have any other comments that you would like to include, you can include them down here. Okay? You need to complete this. If you do not complete this group work and self-evaluation, you are going to get a 0 for the entire project. The project is worth 10% of your overall grade. That's 100 points. So you might have done a wonderful job in the project. You might have recorded a wonderful presentation, but you don't do this. You don't do your self and peer evaluation. You're going to get a 0. So please make sure that you complete your group work, self, and peer evaluation. That is a requirement for each student. Each student needs to complete that self and peer evaluation. Okay? And it says right here, failure to complete the self and peer evaluation will result in a 0 for the entire assignment. So this is very important. Even though this self and peer evaluation is only worth 10 points, you don't do it, you don't get points for the project, you don't get points for this, you get a 0. Okay? So you need to, This is mandatory. You need to complete the self and peer evaluation. I hope I'm clear on that. Okay. Now let me go back to the project. Okay. The project instructions are outlined here. I've included your member list. Okay. And whether you're in my online class or in my face-to-face class, let me go into my other class and pull that file just so we can have them open. I built them the same way. Okay, so let me go in there and pull that file for the list. Okay, so I put you all in groups. Okay, this is my class, my hybrid class, my Stark County class. Okay, it's a very small class. There's 3 groups. Okay, this was provided to you last week. By now, you should have already established communication with your group members. If a group member does not participate in this assignment, do not include their name on the cover page of the project. Okay. Only include the name of the students that actually participated. Okay. That way I know this student had no involvement in the project. They're not going to get any points. Okay. Only include the names of the students that participated. So this is my group distribution for my hybrid class from Stark County. This is my group distribution for my online class. Okay, my online class is much larger. I created 5 groups for my online class. Okay, I've been getting emails about students not responding. I've tried addressing those as much as possible. By now, everybody in your group should have communicated with each other. I don't care how you communicate, okay? I had students reach out to me and ask me, Miss, how do I communicate with my classmates? Okay? The first thing you can do is you can send them a Blackboard message, okay? We have Blackboard messages right here. You create a message. You select the name of the people that are in your group, okay? So you select the name, and then you click this little arrow, and it moves the name down here, okay? So you just select the name of the people that are in your group, whoever it is, okay? You move the name over. You'll see these people right here are the people that are going to get the email message. Okay? You put a title. Make sure you put a good title, like urgent, group project, okay? So make it attractive, okay? Urgent, group project, right? And then type your message here, okay? So here you can ask your group members, how are we going to be communicating? Are we going to create a WhatsApp group, by phone or text message, through Zoom, however you all want. But this is the preferred way for you to establish communication with your group members, okay? Now, we also have discussions, okay? If you have any questions, you can just create a forum here and post a message. Now this message is going to go to the entire class, okay? So you can just say, hey, I'm confused. I don't know what requirement 2 means, okay? You post it here, you submit, everybody gets to see it, everybody gets to respond, okay? We also have an online chat, okay? This is something new. It's called Pronto. And you can also use it as a messaging tool, okay? You can message down here. Let's see, we have some messages here. You see, like here I have an announcement from a student that I haven't responded to, which I will in a minute. So these are just announcements. You can just post, these are just, like messages. You can post them, and then I'll respond, okay? So these are several options that you have to communicate with your group members, okay? So let me see, let me close all of these unnecessary things right here. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing on week number 2. Okay, by now you should have already figured out how to contact your group members. You need to work on the project. You have the entire week to work on the project. Okay, let me now go over the requirements. Okay, these are the requirements. I've uploaded the file. That way if you want to print it out, you can print it out. Make sure that you cover all of the requirements in your presentation. Okay, so the PowerPoint needs to be 15 to 18 slides of content. Okay, What does content mean? Actual information. This does not include the cover page or the reference page. This is 15 to 18 slides of information. Every slide needs to have 150 to 250 words of notes, okay? And last time we identified where we get the notes, okay? So let me open PowerPoint. The notes are basically what you're going to be speaking, okay? So the notes are going to highlight or elaborate on the information that you have on the actual slide. So on the slide, I don't want you to overload it with information. I just want you to highlight key information, okay? Down here, there's a notes section. Let me make this bigger. Why doesn't it work for me? Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is where this is where you will type the 150 to 200 words of notes. Okay, so up here you're gonna have key information, IFRS history, maybe a timeline, include an image of a timeline, just key information. I don't want you to give me sentence after sentence after sentence of information. Just give me, who created it, whatever information you have. Down here is where you're going to elaborate, okay? And then you can say, here you can just say IFRS history and maybe put the year developed, okay? And then you can elaborate down here. Okay, IFRS was developed in blah, blah, blah by whoever for the purpose of, and explain everything that you have here. Okay, so you have to keep the slides simple. Key information, dates, timelines, any images, any charts that you might have that are beneficial. Down here, you elaborate. Okay, and you can read off of the slides of your notes section. That is what they're there for. Okay, so this is where you would supplement all of the information presented in the actual slide. Okay, every slide needs to have notes between 150 to 200 words. Okay, between 150 to 250 words, I'm sorry. So it's between 150 to 250 words, okay? So that is where you're going to have the information, okay? So each of the slides is going to have that. Do not overload your slide with information and just simply copy and paste the content into the presentation. That is not allowed, okay? I've had students in the past where they type a whole bunch of information on the slide and then they copy and paste the information from the slide over to the note section. If you do that, you're going to get 0 points for that slide. The information on the slide should be different than the information on the notes. The slide has key points. The notes elaborate on those key points. Okay, very different information, okay? Cite your sources. You need to cite your sources in the actual, here, you're going to put maybe Alfred and Sons 2015. Okay, where did you obtain this information? I got it from this source. Okay, so you should have the information cited within the actual slide. Okay, if you got everything from one source, then you put it at the end. If you maybe got this information from Garza and Jones, then you put that there, okay? Whatever the case might be. So if you use different, different sources in your actual slide content, you need to include each of the sources after the information being presented, okay? If everything is coming from one source, then all I need is just one citation at the end. Okay, like this. So maybe I got this from Alfred and Sons, and all of the information here would be included. Okay, and the same thing on your notes. You need to include citations after every sentence. Okay, If you are getting the information from different sources, you need to include all of the sources after the sentence where you obtained it. Don't just give me a list at the end. Okay? You should be citing as you go. Okay? We are using APA style. All group members must need to participate in doing the research, preparing the presentations, and delivery of the presentation. All members of the group must participate in recording the section of the presentation. Now, recording has been an issue in the past. I know most of you use Google Slides, something where everybody can go in there and upload their slides and everybody sees everything. It's fabulous, okay? But students have issues recording, okay? So now you have an option of downloading the slides that you worked on. Let's say maybe I worked on 4 slides. I'm going to download my 4 slides that I worked on, and I'm going to record my audio here, okay? So you'll have your slides, your 4 slides included here when you're getting ready to present. You can just go to insert audio and then record audio, okay? And then you start recording your audio, okay? Every slide needs to have audio. When you are recording your audio, make sure that you are in a place where it's quiet. There's minimal noise in the background. That way it's clear, okay? So please make sure everybody needs to record or be participative in the recording section of the presentation, okay? Don't mind these. These are my messages with my faculty that we have a group on, okay? So make sure that you all record. Everybody needs to record. I am not going to accept presentations that have missing audio, okay? Everybody needs to figure out how to do the audio components, okay? And the audio has to be embedded within the actual slide. I've had students send me the PowerPoint and then a whole bunch of files here, recordings, and I have to listen to the recording and try to figure out what slide it goes into. No, I don't want it to work that way. I want you to record the actual audio within the presentation. That way when I open it, I can just click on the slide and I can listen to the audio, okay? So, very important. Okay, a title slide needs to be included. Only include the names of the group members that participated. A reference page needs to be included. Your reference page needs to be in alphabetical order. You have to get all of the sources from all of your group mates and put them in alphabetical order. Okay? I will not tolerate plagiarism. Okay? Even though this is not an English class, if you are obtaining information from a source, you need to reword it. Put it into your own words. Okay? You cannot copy and paste directly from the source or from the document that you have. Okay? I will run a report to figure out how much of the information on the presentation is plagiarized. If that number is too high, if I see that all you all did was copy and paste information from different sources, you are going to get an F. So it is very important that you find the source, you read it, and you put the information into your own words. Okay? I will not tolerate plagiarism. You need to cite your sources. That way you're giving credit to that person or persons that wrote the information. Okay? That is what citations are for. I'm giving credit to someone else for what they wrote. Okay? And I'm using their information in my research. Okay? Now we get to the point of what needs to be included in your presentation. Okay? There's 5 requirements. Okay? So from these 5 requirements, you have to give me 15 to 18 slides. Okay? So, the first requirement, you need to provide a history, background of both International Financial Reporting Standards and U.S. Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, GAAP. Okay? And this can include, but is not limited to, an overview of why IFRS and GAAP were created, a timeline of its development, the decision-making process, etc. Okay? That is the first requirement. That does not mean you have to put everything in one slide. You can break it up into maybe 4 or 5 slides. Okay? First explain IFRS, then explain GAAP, and maybe then finally do a comparison or whatever you want. Okay? But make sure that you provide as much information. When you are preparing this presentation, and this is very important, you are going to assume that the audience that you're presenting the information to has zero knowledge of accounting. Okay? So you have to provide them with all of the necessary information so they can become familiar and knowledgeable in this area. Okay? So you assume that the person that is listening to this presentation has zero knowledge. So you have to be very descriptive with the history, the background. How did this come to be? Why was it developed? What is its purpose? All of that good stuff, okay? And then you're going to provide a definition and an overview explaining IFRS and GAAP. This can include the purpose, its mission, its users, its structure, okay? That's the second requirement. Now the third requirement is super critical, very important. You have to identify and explain 8 major differences between IFRS and GAAP. Now these differences should explain how IFRS and GAAP accounting practices and principles differ. Do not, okay, it's very clear here, do not include as a difference that one is rule-based and the other is principle-based. Do not include that GAAP is employed in the USA and IFRS is international. Those 2 things I don't want you to include because I already know, everybody knows. I want to know specific accounting practices and principles that are different. Maybe the way they account for their inventory is different. Maybe the way they present their financial statements is different. I want to know specific accounting differences, okay? Very important. Be very elaborate on your differences, explain them. Okay, this is how we do things in IFRS, this is how we do things in GAAP. Okay, and there's a difference between both. Okay, so make sure that you clearly explain the differences between them. Okay, requirement D, you're going to provide 3 reasons that aim to identify why IFRS has not been implemented in the United States. Okay, now this is very students give me very vague answers. I want specifics, okay? If you tell me because it's going to cost too much, well, how much is it estimated to cost? Give me a number, okay? Whatever the reason is, you need to support it, okay? People are not adequately prepared or trained. They're going to require to take additional trainings and whatever. You need to give me specifics as to why we have not implemented IFRS in the United States. Okay? And last but not least, we have requirement E. This is a group answer. You need to call each other up, create a Zoom session, a video conference, something, a phone conference, so you as a group can discuss and come up with the answer. I don't want you to put, well, I believe. Okay? It's not an I project, it's a we project. We, group number 3, believe that IFRS will be or will not be implemented in the United States because, okay? And then explain why. Why does your group feel that it will be implemented or that it will not be implemented? Give me your reasonings to support it, okay? The group project is worth 100 points. 90 points, is from the presentation. 10 points is from the self and peer evaluation. If you do not do the self and peer evaluation, you will get a 0 for the entire assignment. Okay? I provided all of you with the group list. I've already shown that information to you. Your groups have been identified since week number 11, so there is no excuse that, oh, miss, I don't know who's in my group, because I provided you that information a while back. Okay? So, let me see. All of the group members need to participate in the project, both research and the recording of the audio. Okay. At the end, one final presentation needs to be put together. Make sure that you review each other's work. Now, I've had issues where one student does a wonderful job in their 3-4 slides. Okay? A wonderful, extraordinary job. But guess what? Their team members didn't put as much effort and thought into it, and their work is very low quality. And then I give a very low grade. And I've had a student say, well, miss, my 3 slides were wonderful. Yes, they were, but I'm not grading your 3 slides. I'm grading the project as a whole. I recommend that you review each other's work. Okay? You criticize it constructively. Hey, you know what? You're supposed to satisfy requirement D, and I think your reasons are missing support. Can you please work on that? Okay? Help each other out. This is a group project. You know, if you feel that a group member is struggling, offer your help. Okay? This is a group project. Great. Okay? I am not grading individual sections of the presentation. I am grading one full presentation. Okay? If you have been emailing or messaging with your text messaging or messaging your group members, keep all of that correspondence. I've had sometimes group members dispute, where a group says that Juan didn't participate. I give Juan a 0, and then Juan comes back and says, well, I did participate. I turned in 5 slides. Okay? So I have to go back to that group and say, hey, Juan is saying that he did participate. He sent me proof where he sent you on such a day the slides. What's going on? Okay? So please keep all of your group members' correspondence in case of a dispute. Okay? I don't know who participated or not. I go based off of what you tell me. Okay? So you need to be truthful in your responses and keep any communications that you have. You've had 2 full weeks to work on this project. Okay? So you've had 14 days to work on it. Okay? So most groups are 4 or 5 students per group. This shouldn't take you very long to complete if you break it out. There's only 5 requirements. It should not take you a long time to put together. Okay? Very doable, very accomplishable. Okay? So remember, 1 team member must be designated by the group to turn in the assignment by Sunday. I will not accept any late assignments. Okay? Make sure that even though we're on a break, that you turn in your assignment by Sunday, and I will work on reviewing it or grading it the following week. Okay? What am I going to grade on? I'm going to grade heavily to ensure that you satisfied all of these 5 requirements. I'm going to grade on the delivery of the presentation, how clear, how confident you sounded on your audio section. I'm going to grade your citations. I'm going to make sure that you included your citations either in the slide or in the notes section. Citations is very important. I'm going to grade the organization of the information in your slides. Okay? How well was the information laid out in your presentation? How clear was the information? How dynamic was it? Did you include visuals? Did you include pictures, diagrams, maps, timelines? Anything that makes the presentation stand out. Okay? We need to get as much practice as we can in preparing professional presentations. Okay? Presentations are very important when we go out there in the workforce. Okay? Here it's a piece of cake because you're presenting from home, you're recording your audio. I don't even have to see your face. All I'm hearing is your voice. So you can have your notes in front of you. You can just basically be reading off of your notes. Okay? That's easy. Okay? Difficult is when you have to give a presentation in person. Okay? But we're starting off by learning how to put together a presentation and at least delivering it verbally. Okay? And then later we can work on the actual face-to-face presentation. Okay? So that is what all of the requirements for your group project. You can find them on Blackboard. Your group assignments are also available in Blackboard. So you have 2 items that you're going to turn in. You just click on the link to upload the assignment. Okay? For group project 2, and you click on the link to upload your self and peer evaluation. Okay? So those are the things that are happening week number 12. Okay? Remember, the college is closed Thursday through Sunday, April 9th through 12th, for the semester break for Easter. Okay? So the following week, we're going to start a brand new chapter, Chapter 8, Receivables. If you do have time, I highly encourage that you begin reading chapter 8. That way you can become familiar with the content, okay? So that is what's going on. Please, I want to encourage, before I leave you for the day, encourage you to review your standing in the course. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Look over your syllabus. Nothing has changed. The syllabus is on point, so that way you can keep track of all of your future assignments. Look at on the last page of your syllabus, there's a grading point system. It lets you know how many points we've earned thus far, how many points we have pending, how many points each of our assignments is. Let me show you. Let me see what I'm referring to. That way you know. Let me see if right here, my syllabus. Let me see if I included it for this class. This is my let me see. Let me make sure before I speak. Yeah, right here. Okay. So this is my assignment grading point system. Okay. So it tells you how many points you've earned. Okay? So if you want to calculate your points, okay, or how much what is your grade right now? Okay. Let me show you what you need to do. Okay? You're gonna get a calculator. Okay. And you're gonna add all of the total points up to now. Okay. So let's say, for example, week 1. I earned 22 points, week 2, 22, week 3, 22, week 4, 22, week 5, 250, week 6, 100, week 7, 23, week 8, 23, week 9, we didn't have anything because it's spring break, week 10, we had 23, week 11, as of the end of week 11, you should have earned a maximum of 657 points. That is as of the end of week 11. We are starting week 12. So right now we're not counting week 12. So let me write that number, 657. Okay. So as of right now, the maximum number of points you could have earned are 657. Okay. Now let's say I go into my grade book, and I'm not opening the grade book because it has all of your grades in there. I'm not going to do that. That's confidential. But let's assume that I am a student, and on my grade book, I have earned 515 points. Okay? Let's assume that's how many points you are showing on your Blackboard grade book. Okay? So I'm going to get the 515 points that I have earned according to my grade book, and I'm going to divide it by the 657 points that have been available so far. Now, you could have completed some extra credit assignments. Those are extra. Those are not included here. Those are included in your 515, okay? The 657 or my 1,000 points here will not change. If I gave you extra points, then those are extra points added to your points earned, okay? So, I've earned 515 points out of 657. That means I have a 78 grade right now. This is the grade that I have right now. Let's say I have earned 489 points. I'm going to divide by 657. I have a 74. Okay? Let's say I have earned 600 points out of 657. Okay? I have a 91. Okay? That is how you're going to calculate your grades. Every week, you're going to just add that extra week that passes. Okay? So after we finish week 12, you add an extra 100 points. Okay? So instead of it being 657, it'll be 757. Okay? But this is the point scale system that I use. Okay? That way you can know how many points you earned. If you have any questions about your grade in the class, just send me a Blackboard message. If you see that you fell behind and you have a couple of missing assignments, let me know. Miss, I for whatever reason I didn't complete homework 8 and homework 9. Would it be possible you can reopen it for me? If you are not doing wonderful in the class, then I will, because I do want you to pass. Okay? So it's just a matter of communication. Communicate with me and we'll get through this. Okay? Make sure that you have all of your information. You go to your grade book. I'm not going to click there because I've got your grades posted. But make sure that you check your grade book. Make sure that you understand where you stand in my class. because let me see, the last day to withdraw is April the 20th. Okay, so you need to start thinking, am I going to have to drop from any of my classes? Not just specifically mine, but look over all of your classes, because we have that deadline of April the 20th, okay, to drop. So we are almost done with the semester class. Let's keep going. I hope all of you are doing wonderful. Keep the positive energy going. Stay happy, stay productive, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you. Okay? Take care, and until next time.